Sorry I'm late, guys. I turned my camera around because I have you all plugged in because since Saturday I have not had this iPad plugged in. So hopefully that'll work. Let me turn this so I can pull you guys up on chat. Okay. You know how you have a whole hour to do something and then all of a sudden that hour goes by really fast? Well, that's what happened to me. I'm trying to get the iPad to charge and then forget and don't, notifications didn't come on my watch. So, yeah. Let's see. I want to pull up the chat so I can read the comments and see who's here. So, thanks everybody for coming. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, and we're here for live chat. No sewing today. Make sure this is down because I was looking at videos. That's why it was turned. So, yeah. Let's see. Go over here to settings. All right, all right. It's quite a few of you all in here with the comments, so thank you all so much. Don Cunningham, Sue GSD says, 224 days until retreat 2025. Yes, yes, and yes. Dee Branson is here. Vivian Calvey, Melinda C, Betsy Layton. She said her rent is paid. Bonita Nance says working and listening. Sheila Willis, Dorothy Battle, Maddie Barnum, Sharon Lewis, Remo JS is here reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. Show your love and support for the Queen of Queen. She is something else. For the honest educator, she is Teaquilts. Don't forget to answer questions on Facebook to join. The group is Teaquilts LLC over there. So thank you, Miss Remo. Let's see. T. Roberts is here. Let's see. Melina Montoya. Y'all talking to each other, which is great. Minnie Dula is here. Brenda Foley, Glory Jean. I guess Kevin is here. Kevin the Quilter. Claudette Hall, Quilt Gals here. Pamela Ebell. Brenda's getting excited about Retreat 2025. Sin Forrest. So she's going back to bed. And Cynthia Shade is here. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. I have not even been in this room since Saturday. And I just thought instead of trying to figure out what to do today, that I'll just share some stuff that I've been working on or some projects that we got. Answer any questions anybody have about retreat. If you haven't received a retreat email on the first Friday of November, then you're not subscribed to teaquiltsnews@yahoo.com. That's where it was sent from. Let's see, what else? I got a few people that haven't paid, which they're on a payment schedule, which I'm fine with. But I got one person that I need to call because I haven't heard anything from them and I don't know what the status is. So right now I have 38 out of 40 spots filled. And I got one iffy situation because I haven't heard from anybody yet. So that's what I'm currently working on. The majority of my time. I'm also trying to get some stuff ready to send out for my small group, because for our retreat, so I'm trying to collect all that information too. package is now in Indiana. It was in Arizona. Girl, I think that, you know, every once in a while, mail just don't scan right, and it just goes all over the USA before it's supposed to go to where it's supposed to be, okay? I mailed Remo something last week, and it should definitely have not gone to Arizona. That's not on the way to her. So it should have been there in like 2 to 3 days at the max. 3 days. Brenda says, guess how excited I was to find a layer cake of Island Batik. Imagine I won it somewhere, just forgot. Deborah Holloway is here. Welcome to the chat. Renee Tanner's here. And Janice Miller. I don't think I said her name. Can't remember, just in case. All right. So one thing that I do want to talk about is we were planning to do a round robin starting January, and all of our projects that was supposed to start January, February of next year did not start because of various things going on. Me with my Hawaii trip cruise, and then Kevin having some he was with his dad a lot, and then also his dad passed, and now he's with his mom a lot. But we're going to go ahead and start back up, getting ready for we're going to do the round robin starting January. So I'll just say by the 1st of January, you should be mailing these. So what I need is for anybody that wants to participate in the round robin, or the people that were signed up before. So this is my center. I'm just going to leave it. I was going to change out my middle to make it scrappy, my center, because the rest of it is scrappy, but I've decided we're just going to leave it like it is. So the round robin rules were no bigger than 20.5 inches edge to edge, 20-inch finish for center. I think that's what it was. Let me measure mine. Finish size and see what it is. Yeah, because mine's is 4. And 4 times 5 is 20. So it must be 20.5. Okay. And then if you're interested in doing a round robin, you got until, let's say we mail by January 5th. Whatever date that is. So that gives you a couple of days after the new year. You can also mail it early. You'll be mailing to the same person every month. I had some people originally asking if they could put fabric in theirs. I guess you can. The only problem is that I don't want the packages to be super heavy, because people have got to forward that on, and then your top is also getting big. I guess I'll go ahead and relent, because I think I was saying before no because of postage, but I'll let you put some fabric in, say no more than 2 yards of fabric. So if you want to put in, say 6 fat quarters, that would be 1.5 yards, and then a half yard of background fabric or something like that. You can do that, or 8 fat quarters, but no more than 2 yards of fabric in your container, in your package. Trying to make it so that it's not super heavy for somebody to pay. I don't want somebody to have to pay, say, $25 to mail your package to the next person. So let me know via email, teaquilts@teaquilts.com. Sabrina Wright is here. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you commenting. Claudette says your block is beautiful. Thank you. Let's make the numbers equal. I don't know what Remo is talking about. Thank you. Saying that's a beautiful center. I just used some scrappy African prints with scrappy regular cotton print. So that's what I did for mine. So that's number one thing I wanted to show. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Judy Smith. One other thing I wanted to share. Well, I got a few things I want to share. Like I said in the title, a few things I want to share. I was downstairs packing for my mosaics and strings lecture that I did. And I still forgot to put out Peggy's. It's about a 2-minute video, 3-minute video of just photos that she took. I keep forgetting to put it out. But I had completely forgotten that I had made an African quilt. And I know I made a Kwanzaa nick. I guess I called it Kwanzaa Saint Nick. And then I forgot all about that I had made this one. It's called African Inspired by Teajuana Mahone. It was in 2010. And then I quilted it in 2011. It's a card trick, but it's made a little different. I put the real card trick blocks. I'm just going to show you this much in the corners here, just so you can see the corner here. And so then it has rows of, make sure it's right, where the rows are going across into like a modified, it was some kind of modified card trick pattern. I can't remember where I got this, how I made it. I haven't looked at it like that, but I just quilted this just straight on my home machine. Nothing fancy. I did do stop and go quilting. So I just wanted to show you this, and you're not going to be able to see it, but I just want to get it in front of the sewing machine so you can see as much of it as you possibly can in my small space. And then I just put some kind of marble print on the back. Just something I had hanging around to get rid of. But yeah, I had forgotten all about this. These were some of the first African fabrics that I ever bought. Ended up buying those at, like, in Quilt Festival in Houston, or Quilters, I forget what they call it now. Ain't that something? Paducah's Quilt Show in Paducah, Kentucky. I've done that and gotten some stuff from there. So, and read one to my now let the bidding for the quilt. Thanks everybody that's saying the quilt is beautiful. It was just different, and when I came across it, I forgot all about that. And so I'm glad I found it. I might end up, because I do like when I'm glad I came across it, because I do like to show people different ways that you can use African fabrics. And so I was glad that I came across that, because I completely forgot. I remember doing it. I remember loving it. Just hadn't done anything with it. Just sitting in the stash. I got a couple more projects, but I'm gonna skip. Thanks everybody saying beautiful quilt. Why I didn't go to AQS in Paducah, I did receive this bag from a friend. This is Create Colorful by Riley Blake Designs. A nice drawstring bag where they've got, instead of just putting the drawstring, they put the tabs down at the bottom as well. So I kind of like that, and you wear it as a backpack and it's not as stressful on the seam. So I do like that. I received this Sunday. I went to play bingo, and here comes Jason with stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he gave me, I'm not going to show these, I don't think, because he gave me two catalogs, a project book, 2 catalogs, and then he gave me one pattern thing. And he was saying that when he saw them, he thought about maybe I could use them for future sew along. So I'm not going to show that right now. And then I have he gave me this poppy cotton sunshine in every stitch. And it's just little florals, but it's a thing you can put whatever you want, your ID, your small scissors, and then you can put it on your neck and you don't have to worry about losing it. So that was also in the bag. So 2 catalogs, and it was funny because I had went online and ordered one catalog. The catalog cost me a penny, but it cost me about $6 or $7 to have it shipped to me, okay? Yeah. And so then he had this fabric in there called Seeing Spots, which was 9 fat quarters. And I like what he chose because they're all like neutrals. So let me just, oops, I forget the camera's over here. So there's spots like this. And they're in these colors. And it's 9 fat quarters in here. So really pretty. Pink, kind of a coral, a light pink, medium pink. Baby blue, then kind of a purplish blue, then lilac, kind of a sea green, beige, and then red. So very nice. I was like shocked. My eyes was like, you know, I was getting on Jason about not being on the live since y'all was asking about him Saturday. When he brought out the bag, I was like, never mind. Never mind. So this one is Seeing Spots, Poppy's Cotton, and I don't know who sold it. It just says made in Korea. Well, made exclusively for Poppy Cotton in Korea. So I don't know where it was made. I don't know. And this one is Poppy Cotton too. It's 18 fat quarters. And again, it's more of a neutral. I'm just going to go in here and put a little rip in here so we can see the sides. I don't want to take it all the way apart. And again, it's called Confetti Colors. This one is 18 fat quarters. And I will let you see this so you can see the colors. But again, 18 fat quarters starting with purple to greens, red, dark gold, more red, pinks, blues, to teals, to sky blue, gray, browns, beige, and whites, and off-white. So very nice. Good things that you can always use stuff like this in your stash. So that was like a pleasant surprise. So Christmas came early. So thank you, Jason. Jason went to, he didn't go to International Quilt Festival. He ended up going to Quilt Market. And so he went with one of the quilt shops here. So that was cool. My chat just stopped, so I have to go back out and come back in. Sorry, guys. Hi, Deborah Sims Brown. She says, that was a beautiful quilt. Thank you. Remo says, don't tell your secrets. Hi, Ken's World of Crafting. Welcome to the chat. Peggy O'Connor is here, telling everybody to hit the thumbs up and says that is so sweet of Jason. Clovis Gardner is here, saying beautiful quilt. Thank you. And a lot of people are saying very nice of Jason. Yeah, so that's cool, cool, cool. So next thing I'm sharing is not everything in here, so I got to be really careful. I'm just sharing one thing, and this is going to be my first Zoom sew along. And I don't know what date, but I think I'm going to schedule Zoom for a period of time that is between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then we might have a second part, because I think what I would like to do, and this has got wrinkle a little bit, but what I'd like to do is like do 2 Zooms on one thing. So if you're not really ready when we first do the first Zoom, you've got time to sew, come back, and then we'll sew some more on a second Zoom. So I told you all that we're going to be doing easier type stuff. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be challenging though. Okay. So for this first one, I'm going to be sewing this right here. And it's using all scraps. So it doesn't matter light, dark, your values, none of that matters. You just need to have lots of different fabrics. You can even put the, use a repeat fabric in your block if you want. I'm hoping, well, not hoping, I won't be doing that. I already know, okay? Because that's how I am. I don't mind using the fabric again. I just don't want to use it in my block. And so then Zoom, I'm just going to be charging like, it's going to probably be 2 sessions of Zoom. So I'll probably be charging something like $5 for that. And it'll be via CashApp or Zelle when we start. And then when I get the date, I'll come back and let you all know when I get the date and the Zoom all set up. And then you can just send that. So, and the only reason I'm doing that, so I have a head count, and then I'm just not opening up my Zoom totally to the public, but I'm trying to keep it near free so that people have to pay something to get into the Zoom. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody got some other suggestions for that, I'm open to that as well. But I think $5 for 2 Zoom classes isn't a bad thing. And like I said, we're going to be sewing, and I'll be talking about what you need and things like that. You'll be getting that when you sign up. And for those that are going to jump the gun and pay early anyway, if you pay via Cash App, when it says, what is this for? Just put class, Zoom. Just put Zoom. Don't put class. Just put Zoom and put 5, and put your email so I can make a list of the people that I need to send that information to. So if you're paying on Venmo, make sure you put Zoom, and then make sure that you put your email address. If you're paying via Zelle, do the exact same thing so that I know what the money is for, and then I have a way of contacting you. Because when it comes to classes and doing things on Zoom, I find that I have people that I don't have any email contact for them, and then it's difficult for me to follow through and give you your class if you're looking for that. So, hi Janet McCarroll. Clovis Gardner, welcome. I think I said her name, I'm not sure. My brother's here saying hi to everybody. And Judy is reminding you all to hit the thumbs up. So if you haven't already, go hit the thumbs up button for me, please. So this, I thought that I would make this as easy as possible. Well, I am not gonna sit down and sew 4 patches with you guys, okay? So this is my a rendition of working with squares. Okay, so we're starting with squares. So squares are easy for everybody to cut. Squares are easy to obtain. So that's why I'm starting with this. Now, this can get complicated when we go to the next time I do another class. We're going to use sort of kind of the same thing, but we're going to spruce it up a little bit. Okay, so you can make this any size you want as well. I'll be having a chart, a pre-cut chart for your finished block size. I'm going to do 2 different sizes, maybe 3. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 3, but at least 2 different sizes. that you can make this in, so that you can use whatever scrap size you have convenient. Like, I just pulled one of my scrap containers and just decided that, you know, we can use some of this stuff. So I just pulled one and started. Yeah, I got the stuff on top is the ones I'm using. I've kind of already pre-sorted, because what I kind of do is when I have a whole lot of scraps, I just pull out different fabrics. I'm not trying to pull out 5 of the same fabric, and then I'll pull out a lot of those fabrics and put them off to the side. And so I have this paper separating them that was in my container. And then that way I know I'm using a good mix of a lot of different fabrics. And then when I run out of these, then I'll go back in here and start by taking another batch of fabric. So that's, you know, all of my pieces were already cut. I haven't cut a thing. Okay? I have not cut a thing. So, you know, those half square triangles that I've been sewing on, that's going to be a project as well. I just am not starting with that because I don't want to scare everybody. So we're going to start with squares instead, and then work our way on that. I think I've lost my chat again. I don't know why my chat, and I even had it running, but it still wasn't working. So let me go back and get in chat again. And then every time I go in here and put it on all messages is when it freezes up, but I want all messages, so. Weekend or weekday for Zoom? I don't know. I mean, I guess we can do Sunday. Is Sunday a good day for everybody? My Saturdays are mostly taken, so I don't have any Saturdays available. I can also do weekdays. And then I will also you'll have the link. I'm going to try when I set up the Zooms to make it so that it will save a link. It'll upload the live Zoom. I've done that once, but it's been a while since I've used Zoom, so I'm going to have to figure all of that out, so I don't want to make any promises. But so the first Zoom you definitely need to be at. Okay, one person said Sunday is great. Hi, Michelle the Quilter. Hi, Sean from Go Savvy Designs. Welcome. Okay, T. Any day except Tuesdays. Okay. So, yeah. And it's not, I think, like, my iPad would tend to run about 2 hours without being plugged in. So, I'm thinking, like, 2-hour Zooms. We sewing together just to get everybody started. You're going to have to do some sewing on your own. I'm going to make sure that you have any information that you need to get the project done as well. So, yeah. So, that's what we're going to do. It's going to be more, these Zooms that I'm going to be doing, they're not going to be, if everybody is just sewing, I could, like throw some random question out there just so people are talking as we're on the Zoom. But they are going to be sew-alongs, not just you watching me sew. So I want you to be sewing as well. And of course, anything that happens in the Zoom, I don't want anybody taking screenshots and posting them on social media. A lot of people come into the Zooms, you see where they are, you see who they are, and you never know what people have going on in their life. So we don't post any photos, screenshots of things that go on in the Zoom, just so everybody's on the same page. So if you want to come sew, but you don't want to be out in the public, you'll just be in with the people that are in Zoom, which usually is 20 people or less, something around there. It just depends on how many people show up for class. But again, I'm not having anyone, if I see where anybody has posted screenshots or I see screenshots, then we'll deal with that if that should happen. But I feel like I got a great group of quilters that I don't have to worry about that. We've had Zooms before and haven't had any of that happen. But I just want to make people comfortable that are not comfortable being in the public um social media, because some people don't want that. So they don't want to be they'll, you know, talk with you, but they don't want to be out with everybody else out there. So because once you put something out, you can't take it back. It's almost like, hi Liz Wilson and Leetta Bryant. And will we get a supply list? Yes. That's why you need to put your email address in however you pay. So if you're going to sign up for it, like I said, I have my phone here. Let's see. They're saying Sunday. Let me open my calendar. So Thanksgiving is going to be on the 28th. So how about if we do the first Sunday of the month, I go to bingo. I go to bingo from 12 to 3:30. So that would be December 1st. So how about if we do December 8th at, I'm going to put it on my calendar right now. December 8th at, you want to do 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.? Is that a good time? You know, I'm on a different meal schedule than everybody else. That might be other people's dinner time. Glory said that's her birthday. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I haven't seen anything saying no to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm gonna go ahead in here and put Zoom sew along. Okay, then that's what I got. So I'm putting it on my calendar, December 8th, 3 to 5 p.m. And then we'll worry about the second date later. Okay, because once I set that one up, I'll see if I can find the features to let me know, like, to make sure that I can save it for people that can't make it, that sign up. But again, when you go to pay for the Zoom class, for those that like to jump the line, because y'all do, make sure that when in the comment, when it says for, just put Zoom and then put your email address. I don't know what that means based on you only sending the $5 amount. And that's going to be for 2 Zooms. All right. So I've been having some of my subscribers wanting me to have like an online scrap quilting club. So my Zooms are going to sort of kind of be the equivalent of that. Okay. So that's how it's going to kind of work. We're not going to officially be a scrap quilting club because we'll just keep it open to anybody that wants to do any of the things that I'm showing. Make sure, if you're not, and if you're on Facebook, make sure that you subscribe to the Teaquilts LLC Facebook group, because I'll also be posting it over on that as well. So you'll get information there more so. I notice from my channel, a lot of you all don't watch my YouTube community page. I see a few of you do, but a lot of you don't. I feel like a lot more people respond to me on Facebook. So that's probably where I will be posting stuff. So just so you know, I'll be announcing it on my live videos, but then I'll be also posting it probably in Facebook versus YouTube. Susan, hopefully, okay, I got people saying that time is good. So good. So yeah, I'm sure so you'll figure it out. Basically, you have to sign up for a free Zoom account if you don't already have one. So you don't have to worry about paying for anything. Um and then I had 4 people, Carla, Remo, Sheila, and Miss Vivian. Those 4, they paid for me to get Zoom, which I haven't signed up for because I was waiting until I really start using it. So I'm going to wait till like December 1st and sign up for Zoom so that I get the whole month of December instead of signing up now and not using it in the month of November at all. So I'm going to wait till December 1st, sign up for Zoom, and then I can have it for the entire month of December and not waste a month. So they paid for a year's subscription for me to do Zoom. So those 4 people, you do not need to send $5, okay? I already got you. Okay? um Bonita talking about sent my 5. I knew it because I said some of y'all Teaquilters are something else. And then we'll also start Fabulous is gonna be starting, and the Village Quilt. I forget what it's called. We're going to be starting that. So I just decided, once we got so far into the year, I just decided we'll just wait and do everything that we were supposed to do in 2024 in 2025. So we've got the round robin. If you're interested in doing that, you need to start with the center no larger than 20 1/2 inches edge to edge, meaning that it's 20-inch finish. You can make it smaller if you want. It just cannot be larger. If you're going to do that, you no more than 2 yards of fabric in your container with your center. You may want to make a label, and you may want to put in a permanent fabric marking pen. Put your name on everything that you're including. So it gets back to you, like have a plastic bag that you put your center in and then have your name. I would also put my address on it so that if it gets lost in the mail, that it can be sent back to you via post office as well. So get a plastic bag, put your name and address on it. If you have a pen, I would put my name on it just to make sure somebody don't accidentally keep it. It wouldn't be intentional. It's just because they wouldn't know if it's yours or theirs. And I would have a label made up so that people can do that. And I think the last time we were doing this, we were saying we were going to do your center, trying to do 5 people adding a border. So then in the 6th month, you'll be getting your quilt top back. So that's kind of what we're doing. All right, Eric, thank you. I will. Because I do, but I was just going to figure it out. So maybe I might want to go ahead and do it early so I can have it early. So if I can get some help. Because I don't want to be, if I'm waiting till the 1st to set up to buy Zoom, then I don't want to be, if I'm inconveniencing somebody in the last minute, I'll do it early, Eric. So, let's see. Vicky Bush says, I don't always get notifications about your live, but I try not to miss it. I've been in and out of the hospital. So sorry, Vicky. She says, I hope you're doing well, my friend. I pray you're doing well. So hopefully everything is going better for you. So sorry about that. And I'm, YouTube is kind of spotty with sending out the notifications. And every once in a while, you just may have to go unsubscribe and then resubscribe and put the notification bell on. Or try taking the notification bell off if you don't want to unsubscribe. And then just try putting it back on, like refresh your screen and then hit the notification bell to come back on again. I can't control YouTube stuff, but I do know that it's an issue for all channels. It's not just one, but it's definitely going to be an issue for the smaller channels. All right. I didn't see any more questions. I got one more thing. Well, one more thing, and then I got some parts to that. I've been kind of working on, I don't want to lose this block because, you know, it was a lot of work. So let me put that back first. I'm trying to make sure you didn't see some of the other stuff I got in here. And I do have another thing to show before this. I thought I had it. Oh, I sat on it, which means it's good and wrinkled. I don't know if you all remembered, I bought the block of the month that I've been wanting to get. It's good and wrinkled because I sat on it, guys. I didn't know I had it there. But this is the block of the month that I wanted to do. I forget what it's called. Do I have the book here? Hold on. Because I got all these projects here. Hold on. Yeah, it's called 4th and Main. And it's the Illusion Sampler by 4th and Main. And I did get one of the blocks done. You know, when I was on the Hawaiian cruise, I saw a lady working on it. I've been wanting to do this quilt since it came out. And I was like, I'm just not going to do it because they wanted almost $500 for the fabric kit that had everything in it except for your backing, I think, and batting, of course. So I'm like, I'm not paying $500 and I don't even get to pick the fabrics. I'm not really in love with the fabrics. But then I saw somebody in Hawaii working on it and I'm like, oh, I really like the fabrics. But when I made the first block, I don't know if I like the fabric. So I don't know if I need to make more blocks to see if I like the fabrics. Or, you know, because this is jewel tone, but it's on the dark side of jewel tone, if you know what I mean. It's got the jewel tone colors, but it's more muted, more gray style jewel tones. But I'm gonna keep going because I think I paid less than $300 for the entire quilt, and it is a good size because I bought it at Quilting a Day. They were having a clearance special on it. I think they were just trying to get rid of them because this has been out for about 2, maybe 3 years, and Quilting a Day buys in large quantities because of their clientele. And so I just happened to see it and I go, I don't think I'm ever going to see it that cheap. So I went ahead and bought it. Right. I probably can tell you because knowing me, I probably got the receipt in the bag. So I got the whole kit. It came in this bag. And let's see if I can find a receipt. And because you never know if they still might have it. I don't know. They got everything in here. Fusible web. Quilting a Day. The quilt kit was regular $496. And I bought it for $273. They didn't charge me for shipping or tax on this. So, yeah. So that's what I paid for. I think I don't want to make 2 of these quilts. Like, you know, picking my own fabrics that are brighter. So I'm going to keep moving forth with this, hoping that I like it as I go. And we'll see what happens with it after that. Thank you, Betsy. Says pretty block of the month. Yeah. It's just y'all know me and my colors. I like super bright. But I'm like, girl, these are your same colors. They got the colors in here. It's just that they're more toned down. You know, they're on the darker side. So Don is letting you all know that Dollar Tree sells 2.5 gallon plastic slider, Sure Fresh with 5. Lately has 6 bags. 14 3/4 inches by 16 that are nice to put fabric inside. Clear plastic for $1.25. So you know, you just go buy your plastic bag over there. And Sue says they're great. And I haven't seen them in my Dollar Tree. So it just depends, I guess, on where you live. And then the last thing that I want to show you is that last year, I'm showing you this so I can be held accountable now because it's getting to be ridiculous. I was sewing with Miss Vivian and Remo, and we were making jackets, quilted jackets. And so I got all of mine quilted. I got all of my jacket pieced. I got it quilted, and then I trimmed it, and then it just been sitting there. So, I'm going to just show it like this on one side for right now. So this is my front, where you can see the two things going up the front, but they got like a spacer in between. That's where it's going to be cut. Up here is where I'm going to be cutting a circle for my neckline. And then on the sleeves, we did, I had to do something a little different on here because when I looked at the pattern that we use, and it's been so long ago, don't ask me the name. But when I looked at the pattern, I realized that that girl was skinny and she was also petite. And so I had to make my sleeves longer. They did have you piece some of this in, but I had to add extra. So I don't remember what I added extra because that was a long time ago. And then I got it all quilted, and I quilted it with this because I wanted texture in here. I used the fabric that Carla had sent me as a present one year for Christmas or something like that, or just sent it knowing Carla. So when I pieced this, I didn't have, you know, because you open this up, you piece your, just think of this not being cut out. So I ended up piecing this and then putting it on batting and backing. So I had all the extra in the armhole areas. You have all of this extra because you're quilting on a back. And I just used the scraps to piece my backing. So this is really my backing fabric. And then I just added different stuff on the back. All right, and then the back part, the sleeves you've seen, the front you've seen, and the back is the same except that it's got 2 rows. Let me go back there. 2 rows connected because I'm not going to cut those flying geese apart. So the front has a space in between the 2 flying geese. So really pretty jacket. How come my jacket is just sitting here in limbo? So I want to get that done. And then what I did in those areas where I had the sleeves, because I was already going to be machine quilting that because of how I had to put it on my long arm to quilt it, I decided I used some of the extra. So this was the backing. And then I just used some of the extra pieces that I was about to cut out. I went ahead and pieced. Like this was what I had pieced, and so I just added some extra backing fabric to the front to that section because I knew I was going to be cutting some stuff out. So I'm using these to make matching bags or pouches or whatever I come up with. Wallets, whatever. So this is another one. Because I didn't want to waste all of that space under the arms. So I just pieced some stuff, laid it in there. And then this one has just regular cotton batting like what's in my coat. It's a very thin batting. I can't remember who it's by because it was so thin that I didn't want to use it in a quilt. But I go, this will be perfect in a jacket because it'll still be drapey. It won't stand out. But then for the actual tote bag that I'm going to make, I ended up using, what is that called? Decoville. I use Decoville inside of these, and you can see that these are stiffer. So when I do make a tote bag out of these, then this will be a stiff bag that will be able to stand up on its own. So these are going to be my side panels, front and back. And then I have to decide if I'm going to line it again, or if I'm just going to put it together and then just bind my seams on the inside. So I have to decide that part. It might be easier just to bind my seams. Uh-oh, I got a issue here with my, stitching on Decoville. It's pretty heavy. And so I do have some places where my stitches, let me show you. I just noticed that right there. See all of that? So I have to redo that, and I'll just redo that on my sewing machine and just have to watch it. But it's not a big spot. Couple places, one over here and one over there. This one's big. This one's a little tiny one. So yeah, but I decided I didn't want to waste all the area under the arm, so I just made some stuff that I knew that I can make some matching stuff to go with my jacket when I get it done. So I didn't feel like making any more flying geese though, so I'm like, no flying geese. So I want to get that done soon. So that's why I'm showing you some of the stuff, and I got stuff for my in-person scrap quilting club that I'm currently working on that I'm not going to show because that's for them for their 2025 Teaquilts scrap quilting club. So that's in person. So people that are in person, I will have what I plan for us to do next year at our November meeting. If you're not going to be there, then it will be mailed to you in December some point or early January. So you'll still have time to participate. Okay. Just making sure that you all didn't even know I had even done this with Miss Vivian and Remo. And then, like I said, it was like October of last year that I thought I was going to have it ready for me to take to Hawaii cruise, but that did not happen. So we want this jacket to be done by the end of the year. I just got to now find whatever I did with the fabric. I got to find the fabric, and I need to find the pattern. And that's what I'm thinking about doing here. So I'm just showing you all some things. Now let me go back and read some of the chat. Hi, Maddie. She says, that's pretty, T. Thank you. So pretty. Wow, love that. The designs are beautiful. Zella McKenzie says, hi from West Michigan. Hi, Zella. Welcome to the chat. Donna says, that will be a lovely jacket when finished. What type of batting did you use? I bought some batting from a person in Missouri that sells batting at a reasonable price, and I ordered 100% cotton. I thought I was getting warm and natural. It was not. I don't know what brand of batting that is, because when you get batting on the roll, if it's not in a box, you don't really know who it come from, because a lot of places don't put stickers on it. So I have no idea what that batting is. I just knew when I got it, I was like, this stuff is paper thin, and I did not want to use it in my customers' quilts. And if I did, then I would have to use 2 layers of it just to equal 1 layer of what regular warm and natural batting is. And warm and natural batting has gotten thinner over the years. I have a couple customers that like their warm and natural batting doubled. So I have bought some warm and plush. I did quilt one quilt with it, and I also used, which I'm not doing again, so nobody asked me for this. I have used the Birdie Bird batting, and I won't be using it again because it's not really made for long arm quilting. I made it work, but it was a chore, and so I don't want to do that again. I'm not doing that again. Let me make sure that's real clear. I'm not doing that again. So that will not be a batting option that I will be using or accepting from customers. Because Birdie Bird batting, for people that don't know what that is, it's a 100% flannel backing, 100% cotton batting, and they are quilted together about 10 inches apart. You can get them in any size that you want. And what that does is it makes it so for people that are because it's made for a domestic sewing machine. It's not made for a long arm. It's made so that if you are quilting your quilt, you don't have to do any basting. You just kind of lay your top on, start in the middle, and work your way out, because your batting and your backing is already combined. And then all you're doing is smoothing out the top on top of that, so you don't have to worry about the puckers. The reason why it's not good for long arm is because it's already pre-quilted every 10 inches. And it's all the way to the end. And so what I had to do in order to get it onto my frame, I had to go and take apart 5-inch seams every 10 inches. And I was doing like full to a queen size quilt. I had a queen batting. And so I had to take that 10 inches apart all the way down, not on one end but both ends, so that I could get the backing and the batting onto my frame. And I didn't want to pin. I don't pin, first of all. I use leader grips, and I don't use leader grips on my batting. So I had to separate the flannel, which is already thicker than regular cotton, in order to use the in order to load it onto my machine using leader grips. So I am not interested in doing that. I did it once for me as a test to know that I don't want to do it again. Do I love the quilt? Absolutely. That quilt is so heavy. It is gorgeous. Quilted up nice. I have not washed that quilt because I still got to put the binding on it. I was just doing a test for video that hasn't even come out. But yeah. So do I love Birdie Bird batting? Yes, I do. Is it for long armers? No, it is not. Because it's gonna pull, and it's gonna pull a little different too when it gets onto the long arm, because it's already pre-quilted. So yeah, and it's not the same tension as what we put on a long arm as to how they've pre-quilted it. But for your home sewing machine, it's gonna be perfect. I won't know that either, because I won't be testing it that way. Because I quilt small things like pouches and things like that on my domestic sewing machines. I'm over, I've done my time, my years where I quilted everything on my domestic sewing machine, bed-size quilts, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I won't be doing that particular task for you. Hi, Kim R. Welcome. Kim says, heck yeah, get her done. That is beautiful. Yeah. It's like, what is wrong with you that this jacket, you did all of this work and all you got to do is cut a neck in, sew the side seams, and put binding along the outer edge. So up here and all the way around. Because I don't even think this jacket has buttonholes or anything like that. I can't remember, but I don't think so. So I don't know what my problem is. And it's been sitting over a year now in this stage. So I need to get it done. No hood on it. I'm not going to put a hood on it. A hood would be nice, but it's not a pattern. It's not made for a hood. I don't have a hood pattern, or I don't have even a pattern that has a hood on it. So I have nothing. So I won't be doing that. I'm just going to be trying to get what I've done completed. That's what I need to do. We must reminding people to hit that thumbs up button too. Yeah, but I won't be doing no hood on here, because I don't think that's part of the pattern. What are you sending me a check for $20 for, Remo? I don't understand what did you not hear me? Y'all not paying? You already pay. You pay for the Zoom, so you're not paying. Dawn says she's never used the bamboo batting, and so don't know the shrinkage, but it would have a nice drape. Yeah, I normally use, because this batting was so thin and I was just trying to use it. And again, I do a lot of stuff for experiments, because if you don't do it, you don't really know. And so I just said I'm going to use this real thin batting that I have, because it was very similar what I normally put in my jackets. It's Joann's very, very cheap flannel because it's very thin and it drapes very nice. You can quilt it very dense and your jacket still isn't stiff. So I feel like the jacket is not stiff when I'm touching it. It bends and moves. It comes in my hand when I'm grabbing it in my fist and balling it up like this. It's not like stiff in my hands, like I can't get it to do that. It goes in easy. See what I'm saying? If I was trying to do that with this is a cotton piece, and this is the Decoville. Decoville does not grab up very easily. I mean, I feel the tension on my hands. Over here, I can pull this into here real easy. You see how that went in? So, yeah. But the Decoville, that's for a tote. That's not for anything that's going to be a jacket. But I do have two other panels that I left soft because I didn't know what I want to do with those. So I do have two. They're both not stiff. Remo talking about, I guess I have to finish. Girl, I can't believe this jacket is not done. Bonita says, with the batting getting thinner, do you know how the 80-20 quilts now? I don't use 80-20 if I was doing it in a jacket. It still just quilts the same. And I do have some Hobbs 80-20, but the 80-20 that I use, that I like better than Hobbs, and it's going to be controversial, is Marshall Dry Goods. They have an 80-20 that's plusher, thicker than Hobbs 80-20, and it just feels better to me, my opinion. There's nothing wrong with Hobbs, so I still use Hobbs if I have to. But when I have it in stock, I tend to use Marshall Dry Goods 80-20. And when I run out of it, I go to them and I will go buy it by the carload full. So I'll go empty my car out, put the seats down, and I stuff my car with, I'll buy Warm and Natural from them because if you're in person, it's cheaper. And then I also buy Marshall Dry Goods 80-20. That's what I buy the most of, those two. I do have, for my polyester, I don't use, I'm trying to think, Mountain Mist. I don't use Mountain Mist polyester. I use Quilter's Dream poly. It's more like a felt-ish in a way, but it's soft. It doesn't quilt up stiff like a felt, but that's what it looks like when you look at it, but it's not quilted up like that. It still feels like it's polyester. Now, that's the only polyester I use. I have one customer that likes polyester. She does a lot of charity quilts, and that's the polyester that she likes because I don't use Mountain Mist. One of them is too thin. The other ones are too thick. And I just don't be bothered with that. I don't like it. And then it feels like it's air. I don't feel like it. To me, it's very warm when I use the thin Mountain Mist because it's more manageable. I don't want to be sewing on puffy batting like this over on my long arm. It's just too much for me. I don't want to do it. So I don't use polyester unless it's Quilter's Dream. And I do have that in stock. Janet McCarroll says Joann's has 40% off sale on batting. Remo says I got guests coming this weekend. Family, I'm not happy. She's so silly. Vicky says looks like foam. I don't know. I have foam over here. I don't think it looks like foam. It looks like felt more to me. Sue says, do you put some kind of binding on the inside seams? With this jacket, I will be because you can do it two ways. You can do where you can do French seam so you don't have to worry about it. You'll just have the inside of the jacket having, because it's going to end up being the same. So I might end up doing a French seam if I'm going to try it on before I sew up the sides. And make sure that I pin everything and see if I've got space to do a French seam. If I only got room to do one seam, say at a 1/2 inch, because I did make my jacket bigger all over because the girl was so tiny. Because I measured what size the pattern was going to be, and I kind of guessed at what size she was, and then I kind of adjusted it for my hips. So hopefully it works. But I'm hoping to do French seam, and then the binding will be on the edge. If that doesn't work, then I'll just put binding on the inside. Yes. You know, I have another jacket that I did. I should have brought that, but I did not. I have a couple other jackets that I've made. I just serged the ends of that with just the flannel inside because it was so thin. I have not had any problems with that jacket, and that jacket's probably 15 to 20 years old when I made that jacket, and it's doing just fine. No raveling, no nothing. And all I did was just serge the edge of the seams. I didn't even do French seams at the time because I think I knew about French seams because I knew about dressmakers because I bought my serger from a dressmaker. But I thought it was very complicated. And so I didn't want to be mucking with French seams when I was just first learning how to sew and stuff like that. I wanted to make quilts, but started with clothes first. And Sue says that Marshall's batting is excellent. Yeah, I love their 80/20. I have not used their 100% cotton, but I adore their 80/20. And Kevin has also used Marshall's 80/20 and love it as well. So yeah, that's my 80/20 of choice. I'm not knocking Hobbs. I'm not knocking Pellon because if I have to use them, I will use them. But if I had my choice, that's my first choice. And it has nothing to do with the price. It has to do with, I can't believe I'm getting this for this price. That's what it's about. So, yeah. Liz Wilson is in here saying, Miss T, what is needed for so long? I think I missed that part. I'll just show you the first so long. I remember I told you we were going to be working with squares. What I did not tell you was that it's not going to be 4 patches. We're going to be making this block. And you're going to be, you don't have to worry about value. You don't have to worry about what fabrics you're using. You just want to make sure you got a lot of different fabrics. If you want to repeat the fabrics in your block, you can. I'm not doing that. I already have a lot of stuff pre-cut here. And so I just go through here and I just start taking out one of each fabric in, say, sets. So say I might pull out 100 pieces at a time and work with just those 100 pieces. I really don't count. I just sit here watching television and I'll take out fabric and go, I don't think I've seen that one. And if I've seen it duplicated, it's fine, because when I go to make my block and put it on my design board, I'll know then whether or not I've got a repeat in this particular block. If I got a duplicate fabric in there, it's okay because it can go in the next block. It just won't be in my one block. I tend to not put the same fabrics in the same block if I can help it. With me having all of my stuff already pre-cut, I don't have to cut a thing. It's going to be very easy for me to work on this project. So that's why I'm doing that. And I will send you the block measurements in 2 different sizes because I want you to use what you already have pre-cut. I don't want you to have to cut a lot. You may have to cut, say you might have 2 of the sizes already cut, and maybe you only have to cut for 1 size of the block. That's what I'm hoping. I hope that you all have been doing things where you've taken your stash that's leftover scraps, and instead of just throwing it into a scrap drawer, I hope sometimes you were cutting them into usable squares. So if you do that, you don't have to cut a thing. If you haven't been doing that, you're going to be doing a whole lot of cutting. So I will be sending that information out to let you know what size you're going to be cutting. Now, how am I going to contact you? I'm going to be contacting you because when you pay your $5 for the Zoom class, which is going to be 2 sewing sessions of Zoom, we just made the first date for December 8th, 3 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to sew for 2 hours, and then we're going to set up another date where we're going to sew for 2 more hours. So you're getting 2 Zoom classes for $5. I'm not charging this because I'm trying to make money. I'm charging something so that, well, number one, my time is valuable. Number two, it lets me know a head count of how many people are going to be there. If it's 5 people, I'm okay with 5 people. I don't need a lot of people. I'm not on here trying to make money off of Zoom classes. I'm on here trying to teach and educate. But I think at some point you need to put a little effort into something that you're getting. And that's all that I'm doing with that part. When you pay, you're going to pay via Zelle, Venmo, or Cash App. No PayPal. Because PayPal always take something out. Send out those 3 things. And in your for area, just put Zoom and then put your email address. I don't need anything else. Your email address is going to make it so that I know when I get this class set up on Zoom, which it seems like I'm going to be buying Zoom faster than I thought because Eric's he offered to help me out. So that's cool. So we're going to have the Zoom class set up. And then I will be sending you the link, and I will be sending you the supply list for this class. And I'm going to have the block size in 2 different sizes as a minimum. Okay, as a minimum. I may do more, I may not. Just know that you got 2 different sizes that I will send it to you in. And I think that's it. I still see stuff coming through. For some reason, this chat keeps stopping. I'm not going to put it on all chats. I'm going to... Oh my gosh, I can't believe that this thing is doing that. Okay. Remo talking about I don't have any pre-cuts. Well, you can start by buying some charm packs, some mini charm packs, if that's what you want to do. You don't need a whole lot. It depends on what size you're making. Let's just do that. But yeah, you've been laughing at Miss Vivian over there cutting her fabric up. Well, Miss Vivian, girl, you more than halfway there, okay? So yeah. Sue says my check will be in the mail tomorrow. That's Sue. And Liz is saying, got it, thanks. Okay. So yeah, so what I'll be doing is I'll just be sending out the Zoom link once I get it set up, and then I will be sending you out a supply list. Again, this class is going to be December 8th, which is about, 3 to 4 weeks from now? I closed my calendar. Hold on. But I did put it in here so I don't forget. Let's see. Today is the 13th, so let's go to the 17th. So it's so from Sunday coming up, it's 1, 2, 3 weeks. So technically 4 Sundays from now, from today. So that's when we'll do it. So I will go ahead and do that. So again, and it's just so that I know, because I'm not gonna put out, I've decided I'm not giving out free cutting instructions to anybody. If you want to be involved, sign up for the Zoom. You'll get the information in an email. I'm not going to be sending out or putting public things on my Facebook page and things like that. I got so many people in these other avenues that don't really support Teaquilts, and so I just want to make sure that the supporters of Teaquilts get the information that they need. Liz said, got it. Thanks, you're welcome. And then Deborah says, when is the Zoom class and what is the cost? I think I just said that. She says, count me in. She says, I donated to the V charity. What charity? Hi Jerry Elwell, welcome to the chat. This is my first time seeing your name, so welcome to the chat. Appreciate you commenting. Elwell, I think that's how she's saying it. And one other thing, thinking of charity, is pillowcases due by the end of May 2025. If you make a pillowcase using the hot dog style or the burrito style, any pattern of your choice, if you're not in Teaquilts News, it already went out through Teaquilts News. So if you missed that, you missed it. But if you want to sign up for Teaquilts newsletter, you can send an ad to teaquiltsnews@yahoo.com. I don't run that group. It's not even my account because I've been having issues with Yahoo Mail. So one of my friends, my quilty friends, and person that has attended every Teaquilts retreat, her name is Gail. She's actually in charge of that. I send her all the stuff that I want. She sends it back to me to edit, and then it goes out. So I don't really control that group. So you don't want to send me regular mail over there. I will see it eventually, but I do not go into that account but like maybe once a week, if that. So you're going to be really waiting. But if you want to be added to the newsletter over there, that's the place you want to go to get that. Also, if you're going to Teaquilts 2025 retreat and you haven't already, you need to send an email to teaquiltsnews@yahoo.com, because otherwise you're not going to get any information about what's going on with retreat. Information, about 90% of the information for retreat has already gone out. Okay, so that way people can start working on ticking off things off of their list and things to do. Oh, she's Robin's daughter. Hey, you're coming to retreat in 2026, I think. So awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yes. So that's going to be cool. Robin came to retreat for the first time in 2024. And like I told you all, I have some people that the 2020, well, I'm going to say the even year people at retreat. I couldn't get new people at retreat because my even year people came back every year. And so Robin's on the even year list. And then so I created the 2025 for the odd year retreat. And I'm trying to figure out if we're going to still do it in 2027. So we need to figure that out too. But yeah, so it was funny because I I didn't tell my even year people ahead of time because I didn't want them to take all the spaces. So that way I was able to get new people to come to the Teaquilts retreat in 2025. I got over 20 in that neighborhood, 20 new people, and I think I have 18 repeat people. So I still have 18 of my people that come on the even year is coming back to retreat in 2025. They're like, and it's gonna be fun. Oh, that's cool. She says she's already have projects that she's gonna be working on ready. So that's good. That's cool. Deborah says, T, I'm ready for the retreat. She says she's got her train ticket. Are you coming from like Chicago area? Is that where you're coming via, Deborah? Oh, Kevin was able to chime in because he's with his mom, and they normally do church on Wednesday nights. But he says that the Marshall Dry Goods 80/20 is the only batting that he used, so that's cool. Okay, yeah. Um, did you get off in Alton or downtown? Your ticket, because you could do either one. Alton will put you off first, I think, and then downtown. Do you remember which train station you decided to get off at? It doesn't matter for where we're located. They're both equal distance away as far as distance is concerned. Maybe Illinois could be a little bit further out, but downtown, Illinois, Alton is, yeah, thank you. Because Alton is a little bit, to me, a safer pickup point to me. Although our downtown is It's where the train station is, right next to where our blues play. It's right across the street from where the blues play. But it's like down here. So if the blues is up here on ground, the train station is down here across the street. And I just don't like going down. I feel like I'm going down in a dungeon because it's going under the highway overpasses. It's a very populated area. It's just that I don't like it. But if I go down there, I'll go down there. You know what I'm saying? We'll do what we got to do. But if I had a choice, I would rather go to Alton. When I go to Chicago, I go to Alton because also Alton will let me get on earlier when I'm going to. So it goes from Alton to St. Louis. So then coming in, you're going to go to the St. Louis one first and then go to Alton. Just keep staying on to Alton. Don't get off when it says St. Louis. And then when you go home, you get on earlier at Alton because of how it goes. But I used to do, and I miss it, but I haven't done it in years. But I do miss my Christmas trips to downtown Chicago. We would just go for shopping. Not that we were doing like any shopping. We just went to see the lights, to see the people. It's a great time to go. And I enjoyed downtown Chicago at Christmas time. So we were just mostly out walking. If we saw a great deal, and now what I did do was I always went to Nike store because you can go shopping in Foot Locker and all these other shoe stores, and you do not see 10% of the shoes that are on the market for Nike. But when you go to Nike Town, honey, it is floor on floor on top of floor on top of floor of tennis shoe options and styles. And when you buy your shoes, when your shoes come to you, they come like in those bank things when you're in your car. They come in those, and they send the shoes for you to try on that way. It's just hilarious how many shoes is in that place. But you can also get custom made shoes too as well. So I tend to go to Nike Town because I'm a Nike shoe person, but I'm not a Jordan shoe person. Okay, but I do like Nikes. But yeah, so I miss downtown Chicago at Christmas. What is the email I need to reach out for the 2026 retreat information when it comes out? You want to go to teaquiltsnews@yahoo.com. You just want to get on that because it's going to be all mailed out of that email address to make sure that it's going out. That's why I had somebody else create the Teaquilts News account so that we could make sure that whenever something was sent out that everybody actually got it. So you want to just go to that, and just when you go over there, you're going to put add as the subject and then your first and last name, just so that we can enter you into the email list. Thank you, Sue. She just put it in there for you. And what's so funny is she typed it in. When I put the add, it always separates, but it didn't do it for Sue. It actually gave you the whole email address. That's weird. So yeah, so we're over time. It's an hour and a half almost later. So we're gonna go ahead and get off of here. I guess I will go and spend some money on Zoom and start setting that up one day this week. I'll get that set up so when I come back Saturday, I will most definitely have the Zoom link for people that have paid. You will be sent an email. So I'll announce it again on Saturday, and then say Sunday or Monday, then I will send out the supply list, because then that'll give you 3 weeks to get some stuff cut. Okay, and like I said, you're using any and everything. I think a lot of people like my quilts, and one of the reasons why my quilts are likable is because I put everything in them. Even Christmas, Halloween, whatever you got that's a scrap and you don't know what to do with, and you can cut a particular size square out of, then that's what you're going to use. You don't want to buy anything. You can make it from a fabric line if that's what you want to do, but that's not what I consider a true scrap quilt. But that doesn't mean you can't do that. You can make it all where you're using all the same, just pick one color if you like. You can do that too. Me, I got all these pre-cut squares that are just sitting here, I'm not doing anything with, so I'm trying to use some of this stuff up. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is any and everything but the kitchen sink, as it said. All right, so that's going to be it, guys. I will see you Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2-hour live sew and chat. See you then. You all stay blessed, be safe, everyone, and quilt out. Deuces.